This is what's for breakfast this morning. Now, I prepared 2 pounds of the Butcher Box ground beef, grass-fed ground beef. I have some here for lunch. Here is my breakfast, 7 ounces of the beef, 2 scrambled eggs scrambled up in the beef fat, and I added 2 ounces of Daisy cottage cheese. Now this is for lunch, 7 ounces, just ground beef alone. I'm going to not add any cheese, but put Cholula on and wrap them in egg life wraps. 3 of those for lunch today. Oh, and I'm going to pop a couple of Land O'Lakes butter balls as well, with the usual bubble water. This is what's for breakfast. Happy Wednesday. Well, my philosophy holds true. I don't know what's going to happen from minute to second. Only God knows. And when He lets me know, man, it's as though He's screaming and letting me know. When it rains, it pours. Okay, well, long story, very short. Over the weekend, the driver's door opened it up like normal on the Denali. It's broken. I just left the dealer right now. The dealer said it takes 2 weeks to order to get there. Labor costs, cha-ching, all encompassing, it'll be 3.5 Benjamins. Yeah. So I guess I won't be going anywhere anytime soon to do anything except to and from work. And that's okay. And church. Work at church. Both of those things. Both of those places. So, I gotta snap out of this. I just left the dealer right now. Did the physical therapy today. I'm only going once a week now, so this should be my last month of PT, going 1 day a week on every Wednesday. And I see the physician's assistant. Now bear in mind, my surgeon that did my back surgery, she's gone. She went to St. Jude to take care of the littles. So I see the physician's assistant, and more than likely I will be seeing Dr. TJ insofar as the surgeon is concerned. But you have to go through the channels at Mayo. You just don't get in to see the surgeon and that's it. It is what it is. So I have to work through that. She might schedule physical therapy. You never know. I don't know. But I have that whole issue. I don't get in to see my hip doctor until October. I don't want to sound like doom and gloom here. Boy, did I start out this video on the wrong note. I don't like it. I don't like negativity. Okay, what can we talk about today? I actually left my list, my schedule of speeches at home, and I completely forgot what is on today's agenda. So, I'm going to wing it, and I'm going to talk about do you, do we, how do I, how do you start watching your weight? Do you start with calories? Do you base it on calories in, calories out? In my opinion, I'm not a health professional like you guys know. measure calories, and nobody I know of has a burning system burner that can measure the calories we burn. I just use common sense and say, if you eat less, you're going to lose weight. But you can't think of it as though in calories like I used to back in the day. Oh, I'll buy the 90 calorie packs of insert whatever 90 calorie shenanigans in those little packs, as opposed to eating 90 calories, say, of a cucumber. Two totally different things. One has ingredients, one is just a vegetable. Moreover, if you start with the calories and working out, super exercising, getting a gym membership, like typically people in America just do. They go beginning of the year, get a gym membership. Okay, I'm going to lose weight. I've gained weight over the last holiday season, therefore it has to leave, etc. But if you're watching this channel, you're either thinking about keto, ketovore, keto mixed with carnivore, or carnivore way of eating. And when I started the realization, you know the story I told you a couple days ago, I started with the ketogenic way of eating. It was easy. It was very simple. Just count carbohydrates, real carbohydrates, not net. I'm not good in math, so doing net carbs and those calculations for me just proved to be confusing, because if on the package it said this has only 5 net grams of carbs, I was actually bought the lie initially, and I knew that that was not successful because the scale wasn't working for me. The scale wasn't moving. So I went to eating real whole foods. It was very simple. I love tracking. Eventually, after a while, my tracking ability was like me going to the Catholic Church in my memory. Everything was rote. It was the same old, same old. I knew that this product or this food would be X amount of carbs, so I could keep that running total in the back of my mind. It was easy. I use Chronometer now to this day, and it's still easy. Like I showed you guys yesterday on the video. The whole meal that I ate for breakfast, in carb count, majority of it was in the eggs. Eggs still have carbs. So that's 2 whopping carbs right there. But for dinner time, it's going to be just straight meat, usually for me. Like today, I brought egg life wraps, 0 carbs. Ground beef, nothing. No carb count. Hot sauce, nothing. I did bring whatever was left of the Daisy sour cream. I think it equals about 3 tablespoons. At least that's what I put into my Chronometer in a bag, so that I can clip it and use the rest of that on my 3 carnivore burritos and eat that for my dinner. Now today, I'll have to fast because tomorrow or after, I'll be done eating at 6 p.m. because tomorrow we're having Quest Diagnostics come and do testing for us, measure our glucose, see how much we weigh, blah, blah, in comparison to last year. And they give us a discount also on our health insurance. So it's a win-win. So shoot, that little bit of fasting, that's nothing. My test isn't until Thursday at 2:30.
So from eating at 6 o'clock tonight until tomorrow afterwards, if they even have anything that is carnivore, I doubt it, but I'll bring my own supplies. Similar to the sugar-free popsicles they had at work for the sugar-free people. Giggle, giggle. So it's in starting, very simply losing weight and counting whole carbs it is easy. It's just a matter of training your brain. I was so excited about the carnivore way of eating. I'll tell you one of the stories. I had went over, because I work with a lot of people that are very heavy, and I had went over to the clinic, and at the clinic I ran into one of the people that I work with, and his doctor appointment was before mine, so he's coming out of my doctor's appointment as I'm going in. And then we kibitzed that night after at work, and he was talking about his issue and how he has to lose weight, and et cetera, et cetera. So I said I would be happy to help him. Us group of people always had the same lunch hour together, and if you know me, being a kind person, a giving person, I want to see people succeed. And if you know me, you know I overcook. So I said to him for, I don't know if it was 3 days, 5 days, whatever the case may be, I said, well, I'll make you and I lunch. I'll eat the same as you. It's ketogenic. So for example, one day I made a taco salad, measured everything out. He says, this is too much food. I said to him, this is 5 carbs, for example, for a meal. And of course, I didn't feed him breakfast and lunch, none of that stuff. But he had the realization that this is a lot of food for 5 carbohydrates that was eaten, and he couldn't finish it all. Another story, a senior citizen on a fixed income. I offered her to get her kick-started on the ketogenic way of eating. I went shopping in my own freezer and refrigerator and got her a week's worth of food, wrote out a meal plan, a menu plan, if you will, told her what to eat when she was hungry. So I did a breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and there were a couple of times that she'd call me and she'd say, well, I'm not really hungry for breakfast, or she'd call and I didn't eat my lunch today, but I had breakfast and dinner. But she followed the plan that I gave her, and it was very simple. I borrowed her out my air fryer to show her how simple it is. Here, put the one burger in the air fryer, set it for 3 minutes, flip it, let it rest for a little bit. She understood. She lost in that week, in just that week alone, 8 pounds by eating this meal plan. And she eventually got it. Now she does chronometer. She logs her meals. I can't say that I had a good, positive story for the gentleman that I work with, because he fell off the wagon, shall we say. He did gain weight. He ultimately needed surgery for an internal heart issue, and is back to, unfortunately, eating the standard American diet. That way of eating, but you know, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And even though you tell people about it, I've gone so far as being a guest in people's homes, and I talk about my experience. I have a bee in my car, folks. I talk about my experience, I hope okay. Sorry guys. I'm leaving that in because I don't edit anything. So, back to the story. Being a guest in people's homes, I have gone so far as making a meal and saying to the host, it's their home now, I've made you breakfast based on what they like. I said, do you like these type of eggs? Yes. Do you like bacon? Yes, yes, yes. And made it for them, which I think would be filling and satiating. But then their mindset quickly drifted to, well, I have to have bacon, and I have to have it with Miracle Whip, or maybe with a tomato, salt, pepper, and whatever on bread, 2 slices of bread, whatever the case may be. So even though I was earnest in trying to help, just by merely showing them that one meal, because I'd be leaving soon, that doggone bee. Sorry. I hope I killed it. Oh, murder hornets. I'm telling you, they are a thing in Wisconsin this year. These are terrible. I know they're not murder hornets, but I call them that. And it's in my car, and I want them smooshed. So I knew that I'll leave. I'm just a guest in their home. I'll leave, but at least they'll get the idea that I can eat this amount of food and be full for a period of time. I don't need bread. And bacon's a good thing. Eggs are a good thing. They fill you up. But if they feel like they need more for breakfast, that's on them. You can't force people. The hardest thing is the smokes. I'll tell you what, I told Jack flat out that I refused to buy him any more donuts, and I've stopped buying him the Quick Trip donuts because it goes against my everything that I believe. And I know also what it does to his system. He's a type 2, not shot dependent, not insulin dependent diabetic, but he's not going to eat just meat. When he wants chips, he'll have chips. If he wants to buy donuts, he'll buy the donuts. I don't buy what I call diabetes juice anymore, orange juice for him. But I'll get him his milk. He likes his Oscar Mayer bologna. I like to buy Quick Trip bacon because it's cheap and bacon is bacon. Quick Trip bacon, you can get 2 packages for $5. When the bacon he likes is Oscar Mayer bacon, 12 ounces for $8. You guys know what it is. He likes Oscar Mayer all beef bologna also. He likes all beef hot dogs. So, how do you deal with people if you follow in this way of eating? How do you, as an eater in this way of eating, try to convince people that the ketogenic or the carnivore way of eating isn't bad? Don't, please, whatever you do, don't turn purple and jump up and down and scream and insist that they do that, because, well, you'll just put a divide between you and them. They will have to see and observe you, how you feel, how you act, how your body is. Are you using the restroom on a consistent, normal basis? Are you saying, oh, this hurts, that hurts? Other than if they're, like me in my instance, having a hip surgery or a back surgery, that needs healing. But if I'd be running to the bathroom constantly due to my diet, and having gastric upset, how many times do I have to beat myself over the head saying something about what I'm eating is not doing me right because I'm having gastric upset? You see what I mean? So that is the thought of today, the story of today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I appreciate it. Maybe I'll see you at lunch. Until then, toodles for now.
Okay, as promised, here are the 3 Egg Life soft-shell tacos. Ground beef, Cholula, and 3 tablespoons of sour cream. Bon appetit. This is lunch. Now it's time to watch Cindy and Brian on their live.